Welcome to The Intuitive Therapist with Janis Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist, here on the Intuitive Therapist podcast. It's another week of yummy stuff to talk about, y'all. One of the things that I struggle with most is being patient and waiting for the things that I want to have happen. And I know I'm not the only one, because I talk to clients all the time, and I talk to them about divine timing and how brutally painful it is to wait for things to happen that we want. And, like I said, I can't imagine that most people aren't, struggling in the same way. And unless you're like a yogi guru and you can quiet your mind so well that living in the flow of life is your default setting, most people who want anything want it like yesterday. So it's really funny because we really do live in a fast food society where our wants, well, most of them, can be acquired by the click of a button. But some things in life can't be gotten so fast. And y'all know what I'm talking about. If you look back at your life and you think about all the things that you wished had happened but didn't, or didn't happen when you wanted them to, those are the things that I'm talking about. Sometimes we have to wait for things to percolate. Sometimes we have to do our due diligence on ourselves first before the universe rewards us with what we want and need. And one thing to remember is that you never know what's going on behind the scenes of your life. The pieces that are being shaped and put into place so that when you're truly ready to receive the divine blessings that are yours, you'll be standing on solid ground at the right time in the right place. So today I want to talk about how to trust in divine timing and stop trying to force things to happen. Because there's a saying, y'all should see me right now. You can't even see me. I'm putting my hand right near my mouth like I'm a whisper. But there's a saying, you plan and God laughs. I want you to remember that. You're in control of very little in your life. And like I've said before, there are really 5 things that you're in control over. What you ingest, what you expel, how you think, how you feel, and what you do. Outside of that, you're in control of shit. This is all up to the universe and to God. So I know that maybe shake your life snow globe a little bit and you think, oh, I have control over my schedule and this and that. You may think you do, but if your schedule works out the way you want it to, it just means that you're in alignment with what the universe has dictated for you. Okay? So when I've worked on this aspect of cultivating patience within myself in a multitude of ways, like most recently, I learned this amazing technique called the Pure Awareness Technique from one of my mentors. He's really, really amazing man. He's been developing this process for a very, very long time. And I'll talk more about this process in another episode because it's truly changed my life. I still struggle with a small percentage of wanting what I want when I want it and having a hard time having patience. Divine timing, when talked about to others, it can seem like it's this ethereal thing, difficult to grasp and even more difficult to bestow faith in. However, if you learn to forge a new relationship with the concept of what is meant to be yours will be yours at the exact time that it's meant to, then your life will become infinitely easier and more enjoyable. So to better understand what divine timing is exactly, let me start out this way. Before we incarnate into this earthly form, y'all, our soul has a plan with the universe about what we're going to experience and how. The moment we incarnate into our earthly bodies, our soul hits the delete button on this memory bank, and we're really left to simply experience life as it unfolds so that we can learn the soul lessons that we need to learn to expand, grow, and meet our soul's highest capacity. That is what makes living in this human life so difficult. You see, our soul knows what's going to happen, but it's buried that knowledge so deeply into our soul's memory bank, into our cells, that it can't become consciously known unless and until we've done our work, our due diligence. That's what I always call it, our due diligence, and reach the points that we need to reach to understand why, when, and how life unfolds. Many times we think we're ready for something to happen, or for our divinely right relationship to occur, or for that dream job to show up, or for our lives to transform in the ways we want it to. And many times being ready in the way we think we are, it really isn't too far off from where we need to be. But the key to knowing how ready we are is to really pay attention to our life. Like, is it really reflecting that? To pay attention to whether our dream opportunities are actually happening as we knew they would, or if they're better than we could possibly imagine them to be. If they aren't, then my dear, either you haven't done the work you need to do to bring those things about, or the other parts, the person, place, or thing isn't ready to meet you at your great place. It's just that simple. But it's that big. I felt for years that I was ready for the right relationship. I've met many wonderful men and many kind of shitty men, some of who I thought I would move forward with, and some of them I was like, oh, thank God I'm out of this relationship. But really, clearly, all of them have been lessons for me to prepare me for my amazing divine man. It wasn't until I began to clear the energy of the pain and beliefs that I had, that I wasn't even aware that I had. Those beliefs and experiences and feelings that broke me wide open to being in a place that didn't depend on me having a relationship for me to feel complete. I needed to become whole and complete first, and to be whole and complete and in perfect alignment with my life, with who I am, with my purpose, in order for me and for us to meet, meaning my divine life partner. And professionally speaking, if I hadn't done the work on myself to learn what I needed to learn, to reach out to mentors, to take risks, to invest in myself, then I really wouldn't have the plethora of opportunities to share my wisdom and teachings with others. It's just that simple. I have simple wisdom, y'all, but as big wisdom is simple. I had to grow first before I could meet my opportunities. Sometimes, y'all, it takes a long time to become who you need to become, to earn what is already there for you. I won't lie about that. Those of you who look back on your life and have the capacity to realize why things didn't work out until this point, y'all understand what I'm saying. Those of you who aren't at that point, to be able to richly look back and go, that didn't happen because of that. I need you to hear me say this, that if things aren't playing out as you'd like with the person that you are right now, or the relationship that you're in, or getting the job you want, or having the money you need or want, then you have to know that you have work to do on your end to free yourself from the pain and beliefs, the limiting beliefs that you hold on to that keep you held back. There's a country song, and probably in the last 10 years I've come to love country music because it's beautiful. It's like stories. Some of them are funny about losing your car, your truck, your wife, and your dog. Like, that's kind of typical redneck country music. There's this one song by Rascal Flatts, and if you haven't heard of it or heard it, go look it up on YouTube. It's called God Bless the Broken Road. I think it's called Broken Road. But the whole point of that song is this man finally meets his soulmate, the one, the only. And he said, thank you, God, for everything else not working out, because if they had, then I wouldn't be at this amazing point with this amazing woman, with this amazing love. So go listen to that song. If you don't know what kind of work you need to do, it would behoove you to find somebody who can help you uncover the snags that keep you stuck. Mostly, it's likely two things. One, you're still holding on to useless energies connected to beliefs and pain that block you from receiving, or two, you need to do some work around vibrational alignment with what you want, not being vibrationally aligned with what you don't or what you lack. Big one, y'all. If you're so focused on what you don't have, what you want, what you lack, guess what? You get more of that. Divine timing has a greater truth to it, a greater truth than you will ever know. Meaning there is a reason why what you want, that's not happening for you right now. Recently, I was working with a woman who has 3 children, 2 of whom are emotionally struggling and have had to be placed in facilities to work out their stuff. She internalized a great deal about her children's challenges and felt for many, many years that their behavior was a reflection on herself, when in fact it wasn't. She knew she was a good parent. She knew, but she couldn't understand why these 2 children were struggling so much. And a third was really doing fine. Her children had to work on their own soul program, I let her know. And her part was to ultimately use her experience to help others, an insight and aha that she hadn't realized until we were deep in our work together. Now she's begun to own her story of her experience with her children versus reject it, and has begun to draw to her people and places who need her wisdom based on what she's gone through and based on where she is now. Now, she's begun to own all of her feelings and has started to find ways to contribute to the greater good of society because of the pain she went through. It's truly remarkable to witness her intense and quick growth. She needed to shed the burdens that she carried that didn't fit anymore. She became helpless, hopeless, and resourceless. She became a victim. But through our work together, she was able to change the kinds of questions she asked herself, as well as cultivate a new perspective about the purpose of her children's challenges in her life. This is what you need to focus on. When shit happens in your life or doesn't happen, your default setting cannot be woe is me. You will get nowhere fast. But if you get into the conscious habit of experiencing something, going, okay, wait a minute, something greater is happening here. This is being held up because of this. Or it keeps being delayed. There's a reason, and I may not know the reason, but I have to trust that is for a greater purpose. Then if you cultivate that, you're going to be so better off. So how do you cultivate patience with divine timing? One might ask. Well, I'm about to tell y'all. Okay, these are things that I practice in my daily living. In fact, right now I am waiting on something really, 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 really huge to happen. Really huge. And this whole time that I've been waiting for it to happen, there's been delay after delay after delay after delay. And I swear to God, I thought I was going to pull my hair at y'all, but I had to work on my patience. I had to show homage and pay respects to the universe, because the universe is saying it's just not right now. Wait. Oh, no. Hold on. That's what the universe does. So I have to remember that. First thing, remember and remind yourself that if what you want isn't happening, that it's not time for it to happen. Simple wisdom, plain and simple. Either you aren't ready, the person in the relationship isn't who you need in your life if it isn't working out, or they're not ready, or the situation needs to percolate more out of the universe before it can become yours in manifestation form. Second point. Think about divine timing as the best intermediary you will ever have. Divine timing is always, always, always on time. When situations or relationships don't work out, and even if we're heartbroken as hell, been there, done that, because of it, you have to push yourself into the thinking that, you know what, there's a reason why this isn't working out. And while I may not know the why right now, I know that it will be revealed at some point down the road. Maybe one day later, maybe 1 month later, or decades later. The bottom line is that you must revere divine timing instead of reject it. 3, learn how to detach from outcomes. The sooner you get this one, baby, the better. Once you have the capacity to have a split screen in your mind of what you want versus what you know that the universe knows better about what you need, then you're going to stress less and be able to wait more. You'll literally go on with your life forgetting about what it is that you want to happen. You just live your life being happy. And when things occur, they occur, right? So one of the things that most people struggle with is anticipatory anxiety. I see it all the time. I do it myself. I'm human. I'm still working on this human thing. And they worry. It's like when people have anticipatory anxiety, they worry about worrying. Doesn't this sound silly? Like you worry about the worrying that's going to happen. And people have anticipatory anxiety for two reasons. One, they worry that they won't experience the outcome that they want. And two, they worry that they won't be able to handle the outcome that happens. Can they deal with it? So they feel totally out of control and they begin to freak out. So how many times have you felt that? If you really ask yourself, see, the thing is, I'm always reminding people like to be present. Because if you're in the past, you're in a place that you can't change. I've said this before, you can't wish for a better past. So stay the fuck out of it unless you have something to learn from it, unless you're going to learn from it. Don't revisit it. It's unnecessary. And if you're too far into the future, you got this anticipatory anxiety, you're always focused on what's going to happen, what might happen, what could happen, and you have no freaking control of that either. So the best place to be, y'all, is to be right here, right now. Be in joy. Do what makes you happy now. That's all you have. If you're in the future or in the past, maybe you're in the wrong places. Don't do that. Know that you can split screen your life at any time. Be aware of what you want, and then know that whatever happens, and I mean whatever happens, is for your highest good. It always is. The pain serves you. The disappointment serves you. The grief serves you. The despair serves you. The anxiety serves you. The fear serves you. All of it serves you. And until you get that shit, all you're going to do is suffer. Once you're in a state of detachment, knowing that whatever happens, you're going to benefit from, you just may not know how or why at this point, you no longer put the responsibility of your happiness on anything else or anyone else. You're good. You become the master of your own peace of mind. And what an amazing place to be. I live there now. For the most part, I live there. It took me a while to get here, y'all. But I worked my ass off to get here, to accept the things that I'm telling you about today because they're true. So divine timing is really a mysterious thing. It really is. Like, it's just an energy, it feels like. We aren't supposed to know what's going to happen. So the best thing that you can do is to take life as it comes to you, right? Flow, baby, flow. Do whatever it is that lights you up every day. Feed your passion every day and allows you to serve others in your highest capacity as a human being. And the rest will take care of itself. I promise. Just be here in the now. Do what feels good now. Always be in the position of serving others, serving the world, serving the universe to make it a better place. Be love. And whatever's meant to happen for you will happen. Focus only on what you want and do whatever it takes to vibrationally align with what you want. And here's the thing. The universe will give you what you need. I hope you've enjoyed today's topic. I hope it helped you understand what's going on with this divine timing thing. It may not make it any less frustrating, but perhaps it created a little bit of a reality for you and some steps to take to become more aligned with allowing instead of pushing. Feel free to hop on to my website, janisrcohen.com. Download my report, The 3 Forces That Shape Your Life. Also, hop on iTunes. Please leave a rating and a message. I would love that. And again, I love y'all so much. I love the feedback I get from all over the world. It's freaking insane, people finding me. And I'm so happy because I love doing this, y'all. I hope you have a blessed day, a wonderful week, and as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist with Janis R. Cohen. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend and subscribe, rate, and review at iTunes.